Alright guys, well some of you in the comments of my Midway reaction video said you would like to see my reaction to the Stalingrad mission. And like with the Midway video, I did a precursory sort of flick through to see if it was worth reacting to, and oh sweet baby Jesus. Look, this is a long mission and it involves a lot of stuff, so I'm probably going to edit out the boring bits where I don't mention something, just, you know, for that algorithm. But, oh, man. Anyway, let's fucking do this.
Every person on this team was a hero in their own right, long before their files ever reached my desk. But to say they were strong personalities would be a vast understatement. Particularly when it came to Petrova.
Napoleon, have you seen my... Again? It's bad enough I have to wear this thing at all. Now it's flammable. All those years teaching me how to shoot. Wasted. Stuck in a med tent.
Постой. Don't be in a rush to fight, доченька. Glory is worth nothing when you're dead.
But this fight, it matters.
You matter.
Alright, we are 59 seconds in. Most women were relegated to medical service in the Soviet army. Most of them were medical personnel. However, if she had previous marksmanship training from her father, and her father obviously comes across as a veteran of the October Revolution and has a Mosin Nagant in very good condition and a scope on it later in the mission, it would be obvious that she would also be a member of the Young Octoberists and the Komsomol later on. And as such, she would have participated in their marksmanship program as taught by him. If that is the case, then she would already be a sniper. She wouldn't be medical personnel. Lyudmila Pavlichenko was a marksman in her branch of the Komsomol before she became a sniper. And other famous female winners of the Hero of the Soviet Union also did that. I have another series on my channel where I talk about female heroes of the Soviet Union. It's only got 2 episodes, but the point is, it wasn't just medical personnel. They could, if they had outstanding, shall we say, tactical merit, for lack of a better term, they would have been in combat units. Nina Orlovya, who won her Hero of the Soviet Union at the Battle of Sevastopol, was a machine gunner. Not a nurse who grabbed a machine gun. She was outright a machine gunner, first and foremost. So, well, I get what they're going for, and it's a worthwhile thing, because let's be clear, some female Red Army soldiers who were in the medical corps went fucking ham. Like, absolutely incredible. You can watch my video on my favorite story, which is one, I can't remember her name. What is her name? It should come up to me off the top of my head. Valeria Narovskaya is her name. She grabbed 2 frag grenades. She grabbed like not more than 2. She grabbed a whole box of grenades from the storage tent and charged down a Tiger, an actual Tiger tank, and blew herself up underneath the Tiger, acting like a human mine, basically. Her attack broke the momentum of the German advance, and her comrades with rifles and machine guns stormed the Germans advancing down the street, and her action saved the medical tent and the patients under her care, and she was awarded Hero of the Soviet Union, and the town was named after her. So, don't get me wrong, the nurses of the Red Army were absolute fucking badasses, but in this case, if she really did have all this training from her father, she would almost certainly already be in the Red Army in some kind of combat role.
You and Misha.
Just like the pilots, such as Lydia Litvak and Katya Budanova, both of whom were trained in civilians flying schools and had high enough hours to be formed into Marina Raskova's Air Defense Regiment. Can't remember. I think it's the 526th PVO, off the top of my head. And yeah, and of course a lot of the Night Witches as well.
Are all I have left.
Jogok no pamiętnia.
Hey, be nice.
Her uniform's good though.
I'm always nice.
Of course, Pasha. They will never get through. Never. Please, I need to run. They're waiting for me.
Miss, you're...
Brilliant!
Box.
Also, can we talk for a minute? These guys, man, they must have some friends at the local party office. I mean, granted, it's an apartment, a very small apartment, but it is very well kept and very well furnished. And they are in downtown Stalingrad, so whoever these guys are, whatever their background is, they are friends of the party, almost certainly.
I swear, he would forget to keep his own head screwed on without us. We should replace your old chair.
Never. It's comfy enough for me.
Misha and I were so little in this photo.
Seems like just yesterday.
Alright, so looking at the medals here. I think they're supposed to be Red Army like medals for heroes in the October Revolution, but at the same time, looking at their design, they're very obviously Imperial Russian medals. And let's be real here, if he fought for the White Army, I don't think he'd be sitting in this apartment in Stalingrad. For those who don't know, Stalingrad was basically the showpiece city of the Soviet Union because it bore Stalin's name. So it had the finest amenities, the best facilities, the best budget, all the best stuff went that way. Of course, it's also the main trade hub for the Caucasus, leading up the Volga River to central Russia from the oil fields. So for him to have what look like Imperial Russian medals and yet to be living in a very well-furnished apartment in a Soviet show city, man has some homies in high places, is all I gotta say.
So many
I think that's an order of like the order of like, I think the one on the right, I can't remember what its name is, like Order of Alexander Nevsky or Order of Peter the Great or something. So actually looking at his age and when this, I mean, you never know. Homie might have gotten those for killing Germans, which we will see comes in handy.
impressive medals, Papa.
It's your mother. She always insisted we display them.
Tasteful bust of Comrade Stalin on the piano.
Be safe out there.
You cannot believe he's taking the shield.
It would be crazy to say he has taken off.
His uniform doesn't look right. I mean, nah, his uniform does not look right. It's the red collar, it's the red shoulder boards. I mean, it could be that they're from a guards division. But this is relatively early. There weren't that many guards formations yet. And so I'd find it a bit unlikely that they'd have a guards division down here. And again, as far as I'm aware, they didn't have those red shoulder boards. The red shoulder boards came in a bit later in the 1960s. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't look right for the time period. Helmet's right though.
Seems like nobody really knows. Every day it's a new...
But you think the Germans will push into the city?
Not if you're out there fighting.
Mилый мой, the new partisans I'm training will crush them before they get close.
I believe it.
Nope.
Polina, you ever keep your brother out of trouble?
Impossible.
I mean, fairly decent representation of an inner city Soviet town.
Something smells
Well,
good
Soviet
over
city.
here.
Yeah, it's a track. It's a gas half-track truck. Mainly used as gun tractors to haul, well, funnily enough, guns. Artillery pieces, really heavy artillery pieces. That's why they have the tracks. I'm not sure why they'd have one in the inner city of Stalingrad, but okay. Okay, what? Okay, so I know there are a lot of Orthodox churches around, which I can see from the onion domes a lot all over the places. Which in its original form, Tsaritsyn, it was quite well known for having several very beautiful Orthodox churches. However, after the revolution, there was a lot of destruction of churches all across Russia, and in Stalingrad, there wouldn't be that many. Also, the one reason why I'm stopping and why I think everyone else reacting to this is stopping, those are T-34-85s down there. The T-34-85 was, in short, constructed later on in the war to counter tanks like the Tiger and the Panther. And, of course, the Panzer IV as well. It was an upgunned T-34 with an extra crew member and, of course, more ammunition, more armor, more capability, and, of course, a bigger gun. A D5T gun originally, and then it upgraded to a Ziz, can't remember the model, an 85mm gun. Okay? This tank would not exist for another year and a half. Why is this here? It has no reason to exist yet. Fuck me. Okay. Don't know whether that's supposed to be like the town hall or the railway station or the post office, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like anywhere in Stalingrad I recognize. Like, this isn't Red Square. Okay, so she has to be looking north right now, because that looks like the factory district in the distance. Although Stalingrad looked way too built up. Like, most of the Soviet cities of the period had a very well-built, like this, industrialized core. Like, with lots of apartment blocks and tenement housing. And, of course, factories and shops and stores and public buildings. And then, almost immediately after you get out of the CBD, as we would know it today, the central business district of a city, it would immediately degrade to traditional Russian housing. Like bungalows, wooden bungalows as far as the eye could see. Traditional Russian homes. So, it looks a bit too well developed. It looks more like something out of the Soviet Union in the 60s than it does, like after the reconstruction done by Khrushchev, than it does 1940s Stalingrad. But anyway, I mean, it serves its purpose. Like, it serves its purpose. I think this is supposed to be Red Square or something, because that kind of looks like the department store. But again, I am digging the number of flags, though. You can never have too many scarlet banners of the glorious October Revolution. Not that I'm biased or anything. More T-34-85s. Beautiful. Look, they're ahistorical, but they are a majestic vehicle. Rough and ready in the true Soviet way. Okay, now we get a close-up of the Soviets' kit, and besides the red shoulder boards, the garrison cap, or the C-word cap, as we call it here in Australia. I can't say the actual C-word because Daddy YouTube will kill me. But yeah, it's the C-word cap, the vagina cap, garrison cap, whatever you want to call it, forage cap, some people call it. That's accurate. Red star badge on the front, good. Webbing looks okay. The belt buckle with the star insignia, yes. He's got an officer's map case, though. He's a private. Not sure why the guy on the left has an officer's map case. It's cool. Guy, I think they both have one. I don't know, because it kind of looks like a holster on the guy on the right from this angle. RGD grenade. Cool. Mosin ammo pouches. Mosin rifles. Both look correct. Yeah. You can just walk around the truck, and you've got a gap in your perimeter. Like, those two dudes standing guard, like, your job's fucking worthless, because you're not guarding this breach in your perimeter right here. Whatever. So we get the senior medical officer. Oh, there she is. Okay, so senior medical officer. Now, this is what I wanted to notice, like what I noticed on my first scroll through. Again, uniform looks pretty good. My problem with her is the medal she's wearing. So, the order on the left, this medal on the left, is the Order of the Great Patriotic War. And that had started being awarded early in 1942. You can tell that when we're talking about Soviet military, I'm a bit more qualified. Order of the Great Patriotic War, that started being awarded in early 1942. So that, theoretically, she could be awarded that. She would have had to have done something really cool. Eventually, everybody who served in the Great Patriotic War who was still alive got this award as a veteran of the war, of the Great Patriotic War, or World War II as we know it in the West. But it's unlikely that she would have been awarded this so early. Like, maybe in 1943, after a bit of time had gone by, and she'd had time to fight in, well, the upcoming Battle of Stalingrad. She may have been awarded this, but it seems a bit early for her to award this. The real medal, I don't know what this one is. I couldn't identify it. I went looking. But it's this one that gets me. It's a bit hard to see, but if you really squint your eyes, you can see that it's got the orange and black sort of device that you see on a lot of Russian awards. The orange and black device, 3 stripes in the middle with a red ribbon, and then a gong at the bottom. Now this gong is silver, or metal. Gong is slang for metal, you probably worked that out. This medal is silver, it should actually be gold, but they are accurately modeled after Soviet campaign medals. The only problem is that this campaign medal, the ribbon for this campaign medal, is awarded for the capture of Berlin. So, yeah. A little bit early on that one, Chief. We've still got another 3 years to go. In fact, I think it's the final mission in this game. Professional lip syncing there.
Plenty of men that need patching up today. Go ahead, join the others. Oh god!
Ah, the Luftwaffe. Pause! Okay, what the fuck, game? As a Luftaboo, as someone who specializes in aviation, this shit makes me mad, okay? That is a Junkers 87 Model G. A Gustav model Junkers 87. And as you can see, if we fast forward a little bit, it has 2 37mm anti-tank guns mounted underneath the wings. This model of aircraft would not exist for another 1.5 years yet. This was designed to counter the large Soviet tank offensives beginning after the Battle of Kursk and later Operation Bagration. This was designed and flown in 1943, pioneered by German attack pilots such as Hans-Ulrich Rudel, who became famous for his use of this aircraft. This doesn't exist. This does not exist yet. And quite frankly, the way they're strafing and the bullets are coming out, it's like these are the main guns. They don't even have a bomb on board. Just no, it's accurate that they wouldn't have a bomb if they're carrying these cannons, which is, I guess, a point. They shouldn't be carrying them in the first place. But The machine gun, the strafing, like the impacts that are they're being treated like normal machine guns. These are not normal machine guns. These are tungsten core ammunition 37mm anti-tank guns. They're not going to have big explosions like this, and they're also not going to be rapid firing tracer. They're going to be like boom, 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 boom. And these bombs are apparently coming from these aircraft, which I'm even angrier about. So, what you see here in the top right corner and the other aircraft in the background is a Heinkel 177 Greif. Okay? Now, this bomber did see its first action during the Battle of Stalingrad. However, that was after the army had been encircled and it was used as an emergency transport aircraft. It was not ready for operational use. This aircraft was designed with a weird engine design where they sort of bolted 2 engines to 1 propeller instead of mounting 4 engines along the wings. It was part of a German heavy bomber project called the Ural Bomber Project, which was later cancelled because the primary advocate for it, General Weber, excuse me, died in a plane crash, and so the German strategic bombing forces never eventuated. And after Ernst Udet took over the aircraft development board for the Luftwaffe, he switched the focus to dive bombers, and so they had to retrofit all German bombers to be dive bombers, including this one, and they bolted 2 engines together on top of one another to make a sort of twin engine thing on each wing. So basically it had 4 engines but the drag of only 2, right? So to get the most speed and power, because it lacked defensive armament. All German bombers didn't have the defensives like American and British bombers did, so they had to make up for it with speed. And the idea was to bolt 4 engines into a plane that looked like it only had 2 to reduce the drag coefficient, and then make it fly faster and long range over the Ural Mountains to bomb Russian factories. Alright? Long story short, like all German experimental projects like this, it didn't work, and the aircraft suffered critical airframe failure. And when the plane itself didn't break, the engines broke, caught fire, and imploded. In fact, the engine problems for this aircraft were so terrible that when it finally did see service here in the Battle of Stalingrad, in the end of the Battle of Stalingrad, like in 1943, the aircraft was just a mess. It wasn't operationally ready in any sense of the word, and 90% of the losses for this aircraft weren't even to enemy action. They were to mechanical failure. In fact, they only flew 13 missions in combat conditions, so not carrying supplies. They only flew 13 combat missions for this aircraft, and on 7 of those missions, the attacking forces crashed due to mechanical failure. So this aircraft would not be here in this amount. There wouldn't be this many of them, and about 70% of the aircraft over here would suddenly catch fire and crash into the nearby buildings. In fact, they themselves were better off as the bombs than the bombs they're actually dropping. No, these should be HE-111s and Junkers 88s and Dornier 17s. They should not be this. There'd only be like 30 of these in total, and 20 of them would crash into the nearby buildings, so no. I love how you see 2 homies holding their rifles like as though they're going to engage the aircraft, but neither of them fire a shot. He doesn't either. They're not either. No one's shooting. Again, like I said before, like he's strafing this glass. Like those are 37mm cannon rounds hitting glass, and they've got tungsten core ammunition. That entire roof will be poof. They would have caved in. She would have fallen through. But I will give it props. I will give it props. It did get this accurate. The Luftwaffe did level the city prior to the German attack, and it actually fucked them over really hard because the streets were just trashed completely. Prevented any vehicle combat from taking place. It prevented the 6th Army from able to sort of rush the city, from being able to, rather, to rush the city. You know what I mean? They weren't able to blitzkrieg the city because all the buildings were wrecked and have clogged up the streets. So they had to fight building to building, wrecked building to wrecked building, and fight the Soviets fight, which resulted in them getting their asses handed to them. And it was beautiful. Why are these guys flying so low? Jesus. I also love how it's like individual bombs. These bombers would be dropping their bombs in sticks. So it should be a row of explosions. Boom, 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 boom. Instead, we're getting like individual little explosions here and there. Like, that's not how bombing runs work. Awfully convenient of the Soviet brickwork to be so shoddy so that she has a parkour grab to climb up. After all that work homie put in getting that sofa up here, getting that couch up here, and you're just gonna let the Nazis bomb it to shit? Like, oh man, rip the homie who lifted that thing up here. Hey, they got the design of a German bomb right. That looks like an SC-250. Nice little detail. When they get it right, they get it right.
Country, more than you know. And you make your old man proud.
Pasha.
Yeah, I'll be getting away from that UXO, man. Get away from that bomb. Like, yeah, leave.
Hey, get back inside, Mädchen.
I don't see the fact that she has a uniform on. What the fuck? Since when did the Wehrmacht have shotguns? What is this? The Wehrmacht did not have a service shotgun as far as I'm aware. I don't think any German unit used shotguns really beyond officers using single-shot shotguns that they used to hunt, you know what I mean? Like Prussian aristocrats. I did not know of any service units to issue a shotgun. And getting ammo for this would be a bitch anyway. It's also a really goofy design. Like, I believe it exists, like, in some form, but... although it is the Wehrmacht, so... overcomplicated, stupid designs that are way too over-finished. Like... would seem to be the order of the day, but this would belong... Well, this would be the personal property of an officer or something. It wouldn't be... Like, they wouldn't have it in the hands of a line trooper. Like, no fucking way.
Just leave, please.
Maybe it's revenge, because, you know, they cracked the shits about the Allies using shotguns in World War I, so... Maybe it's just like, haha, the Nazis, we are professionals at war crimes, and we're bringing it back. I'm sorry. It's bad.
Eine Zeitverschwendung.
I love how you have like a perfectly good MP40 right there. I'm like, fuck this thing. Grab the MP40. But nah, keeping the shotgun, which I've only got 10 rounds for. Because, you know, makes sense. Because 12 gauge, because, you know, Winchester 12 gauge is a lot more common in World War II Russia than, you know, German 9mm Parabellum, apparently. Don't worry, guys. Steiner's counterattack will save us.
Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow. Und im Osten ist der Feind bis zur Linie Lichtenberg-Marsdorf-Karlshorst gelangt.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Foreshadowing. Out here playing Assassin's Comrade. Aha! Papa's rifle. Mosin Nagant. With scope. And it's called Requiem. That's pretty baller.
You'll never take the motherland, you Ubiloki! Shut your mouth!
This pissed me off for one very good reason. I banged my head on my microphone mount. This pissed me off for one very good reason. Why didn't you shoot the officer commanding the firing squad first? Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, like you fucking whack one of their guys and then you don't expect them to come in and clear the building? They thought they'd cleared it and now you shoot from it and you didn't think, maybe they'll come here and clear the building. All right.
Einer ist tot!
Okay, so the unit crest on that guy's helmet was wrong. Yeah, that's one of the infantry regiments that was fighting in Normandy. I mean, granted, they could have been here before that, but I don't think so. Some of the Wereboos, you guys might know more than I think that's the 91st Infantry Regiment. And I don't think they fought here. They fought in Normandy, and I don't think they had an Eastern Front deployment before that.
Tell Mom I'm off to save Misha. As usual.
Just a little note here. I do actually like this scene in the mission for one very particular reason. A lot of people don't realize it, but of all the nations in World War II, the Soviet Union lost the most people to the Holocaust. If you include the Holocaust in German mass murders of civilians. The Soviet Union lost almost 20 million civilians to various German acts of barbarity, including starvation, mass execution, and reprisal. Bit of a heavy fact in there, but I'm glad to see that it's represented at least somewhat here.
You are going to hurt me!
Original model Panzer IV F2s. They did exist at the time, and they were just entering service to counter the T-34 and the KV-1. And they would have been deployed to Army Group South. So, accurate that they're here. However, if you look at most of the footage from Operation Blue or Case Blue, I don't think they would have been rolled into the city. They're too valuable as anti-tank weapons. I don't think they would have been rolled into the city firsthand. I think they would have been more Sturmgeschütz or Stug 3s and Panzer 3s and early model Panzer 4s rolling in. They would definitely be far more common than the Panzer IV F2 with the 75 long barrel that you see there. Yes, they would feasibly be here, but I think it would make more sense thematically for it to be a Panzer III or a Stug. Okay, what the This MP40 has a drum mag. Why does an MP40 have a drum mag? The MP40 never had drum mags. It couldn't have drum mags. They developed this weird sort of side-by-side double magazine arrangement because they couldn't have drum mags. Or they didn't have... What? Call of Duty doing what it does and just making shit up, but like, keep that out of the campaign, man. Come on. Like, it's the MP40. How do you fuck that up? The most iconic German firearm of World War II, except maybe the MG42. How do you fuck that up? Okay. Huh? What is that? A Kar 98 with a detachable box mag? Oh, you guys are taking the piss. What the fuck? I don't know of any, like, prototype maybe, but I don't know of any deployment of that weapon. Hey look, an actual weapon that was used in World War II in its actual configuration. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It exists. Keep talking, Nazi boy. This is a post office? Fucking wow, dude. Holy shit. Assassin's Comrade Part 2. Are you fucking deaf, mate? Jesus Christ. A PPSH with 25-round box mags. What is this? Why? Why? This doesn't exist. This is not a thing. The original PPSH had a drum mag, and that was the standard issue for Soviet troops, was the drum mag. However, the drum mag proved to be very prone to jamming or having feeding issues, so they switched to, I think it was a 35-round box mag, and then eventually built the PPS-43, which came standard with a box mag and a much lighter stamped construction without wooden furniture, more effective for mass production. With the rate of fire that this gun has, a 25-round box, you might as well throw the gun at him, bro. Like, you might as well. Like, fuck it. He's gonna, like, fire one burst and be out of ammo. Yeah, that guy was... Oh, now you're taking the piss. You are actually taking the... What? A Volkssturmgewehr? Only 100 of these things were made, and they were a prototype assault rifle in 1945 made out of anything they had fucking left, because all of their main production facilities and natural resources were seized by the Allies. Oh, dude. And what else I find irritating here is, if you look here, the guy he just killed, he's obviously a paratrooper, because he's got yellow collar tabs. He's Luftwaffe. And I don't know if that's got... He's got a paratrooper helmet, I think? Like, why is there, like, a 91st Infantry Division guy? Because I checked it on my phone while we were getting... Why is there a 91st Infantry Division guy down here? And then there is a Fallschirmjäger up here with what looks like a plate carrier. It's not a shoot... Man! Call of Duty Vanguard, what the fuck you doing, bro? Oh, that... Oh, man. Oh, this hurts, bro. This actually hurts. And again, an AS-44, as you can see by the sort of muzzle assembly here, like the sort of the gas tube and the barrel and like the mag. This was a prototype Russian assault rifle that was sort of put forward in 1945. It's basically sort of like the pre-round to the AK-47. You can see a lot of the AK's design here. Like, this is sort of like them toying around with the assault rifle concept. This thing wouldn't exist until after they encountered the STG-44. And after Kalashnikov had made his revolutionary designs for his SMG. Like, this does not exist yet. Like, what the fuck is this doing? It's a .30 Russian short 60-round mag. What the fuck is this? Hey, guy, to your right, to your right. Huh? Oh, you gotta be... Really? I'm done. Like, I'm fucking done, bro. We have two experimental assault rifles, and now we got the granddaddy right here. I mean, we should have probably expected it, to be honest, but like... And it's not even like the stock prototype MP44, like the original OG. It's a fully refined STG-44 with a drum mag. God damn. Drum mag MP40. And reload. With like a cyclic rate of 1,000 rounds per minute. And you've got a 25 rounds mag. Pick up the MP40 with this. And again, why are there so many 25 round mags? Extended mags, come on, it's the standard magazine! At least they've got the fact that Polina, by her training, would grip the PPSH by the drum mag as a foregrip, because they did do that, so they were trained to do that rather, so good. It also helps keep the thing in place so it keeps feeding, which is always good because it's not fun when you're clearing a room and your SMG suddenly jams. I love how the paratroopers are still wearing their jump harnesses too. Like, they've still got their parachute assembly gear on. They would have ditched those after the jump, and if they hadn't jumped, they wouldn't be wearing them, but whatever. Assassin's comrade strikes again. Hey, look, a vehicle they got right. A Sonderkraftzeug 251 half-track. Looks pretty good too, including the machine gunner, which our sniper is not shooting. There we go.
I wish I could shoot like that.
I wish she'd shoot her brother, to be honest. That's getting annoying. Okay, so she took her medical armband off, but she now has it back on. Continuity error. Also, nice Zippo lighter, though.
Surviving Stalingrad was no small feat. Escaping, even greater. But no one really escaped something like that. The Nazi war machine had touched all our lives. Burned away.
See, that guy has a drum mag. Look at that.
Something important. I think that's what made us attracted to the SOE in the first place.
Hold on.
I think that's what made us attracted to the
Ah, they were doing so well, fellas. That tank down there does not look right to me. It looks like it's got sloped armor. But a Tiger... What is that? I can't zoom in. I don't know what that doesn't look right, though.
in the first place.
Looks like it's got a Tiger's... yeah. Frankenstein's tank. You know what it kind of looks like? Kind of looks like a King Tiger from here. It kind of looks like turret with the sloped armor and the... Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't look right.
But for Polina, the wound was massive.
Oh, you get those bombers right, though. Heinkel 111s. Yay. Look at them. HE-111s. Finally. Accurate aircraft in a Call of Duty game. Finally.
She was destined to return the favor. And that had made her the deadliest member of my team.
Yeah, and as I was saying before, this rendition of Stalingrad looks way too developed, way too built up. It basically, this look of town would be like three blocks, and then there'd be the industrial district. Then there'd be the parks and Mamayev Kurgan, the hill overlooking the town, and then there'd be like wooden building suburbs for miles around. So yeah, boys, that's it. Stalingrad. Oh, I'm in physical pain. That was pain. But I guess it was funny pointing them out. Anyway, let me know if you want me to do more of these, because they're fun to do. It's just, oh man. Follow me on Patreon, and you know, give me money. I'm on the breadline again, so anything to supplement my welfare check helps while I'm looking for work. Times are tough with the Rona and all that, so any little bit of support helps. YouTube is now like my lifeline for some spending money, so yeah. Watching my videos, liking them, sharing them around, it really helps, guys. I don't like shilling for myself, but I'm in the position where I kind of have to shill for myself. So yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. It means the world. I'll see you next time.